What a drop. And it is over.
Oh, my
Roman
God.
Chocolatito Gonzalez. Doug, you answered your own question.
No, Chocolatito answered that question in emphatic, oh my gosh, emphatic fashion. He's worried about him, but was that like just a perfect right hand? Almost like an overhand right?
Like a hook. It looked like a hook to me.
Was it? I gotta see a replay.
Oh my goodness.
But it wasn't like it was.
He got blindsided.
He didn't have him in any kind of danger at that point. He just landed the perfect shot.
That's all you need. See, people don't understand something. When we throw punches as fighters, the punches that I've knocked many men out, I never planned or programmed. Those are punches that I threw just in a mix of punches, and it landed. Okay, so when we throw punches threes or fours. One of them might catch you and hurt you, but I didn't plan on knocking you out. So where's the shark to everybody else?
I got to see how this happened. Got him in the corner. That's where he likes his opponent. He missed with the right uppercut. He comes back with a hook to the temple. And a right cross. And the lights went out.
He buckled. Well, the punch you don't see is what knocks you out.
They were about, I would say, they're right on top of him, though. He is so close.
Oh, straight.
What a right hand. A solid right hand.
That's a nice right hook. The way it landed. I mean, punches that you don't see is what knocks you out. Those are the punches that knock you out. As you see right here. So that's distraction right there. Okay? The left hook. Now the right hand, you can see the left hand of Fuentes is down. And that's how he gets caught right on the chin.
Was he hurt at all, do you think, from the left hook that landed?
The left hook was just an abrasion. Yeah. That right hook, that left hook, that right hook that Gonzalez threw was not even hard. It was just accurate. So it wasn't about how hard it was thrown, it's how accurate it was thrown.
Joe Martinez inside the ring as Moy Fuentes on his feet.
Officially 1 minute 44 seconds. Round number 5. Referee Robert Bird steps in, ends this contest. Your winner by TKO from Managua, Nicaragua, El Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez.
His 39th knockout, emphatic, and what a shot by Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, his 47th victory as Moises Fuentes, a scary thing at the time, was on his back. Doctors jumped right over it. Robert Bird didn't even count, just counted him out, waved the fight off. Fuentes on his stool right now.
The manner in which Fuentes collapsed to the canvas, the fight was over. He was not going to get up from that, and if he was able to get up from that, he was going to be in a lot of danger against an attacker with the polish and the experience of Ramon Chocolatito. Now, he doesn't have the form that we saw 2 or 3 years ago, the relentless pressure and volume punching, but I like what I saw. He's still a good boxer. He can still do damage with his punches. He stays in this game, and I think he is a legit top 5, top 6 junior bantamweight.
Kevin, the first couple rounds, we were talking like, hey, did he change his style? Is he completely different? Is he feeling him out? We don't know. That 4th round, that kind of power, that's what we've been used to with Chocolatito. That's the guy that you know so well.
Yes, what I see now is that primarily he wants to attack now. Okay, he's more cautious. When you get knocked out, I think that psychologically takes an effect on you because you get knocked out. Okay, you're careless, you get caught. And the thing is, you got to pay attention to that. So he's more protective now. He's more accurate. That right hook was amazing. Okay,
on the button,
right on the button. He caught a man off guard. He caught a man dropping his hands. He worked the body, kind of psyched him a little bit. So those things are the things that he's putting back together. He's actually resurrected his career, and he's changing what he does.
And it's not like he dropped an average fighter. Moy Fuentes has been in some battles over the year, former minimum weight champion. But the way that he knocked him out, Doug, Fuentes buckled over, went straight down.
The way he knocked him out, you want to see him fight again. Yep. The manner in which he set up the knockout lets us know that he's changed his style to fight in his later years in an unnaturally heavy weight class. Maybe this is the style he needs to have against world-class super flyweights and junior bantamweights.
A victory for Nicaragua. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez goes back home with the win. Coming up, our next fight from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. 2 guys that hate each other because they both said it. Those aren't my words. David Lemieux, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Gary O'Sullivan, Cork, Ireland. And they will battle the middleweight division coming up 12 rounds in Las Vegas. Let's look at the tail of the tape, Doug.
Yeah, the glaring statistic here is Lemieux's age at age 29, but he is an old 29. Slightly taller is Gary O'Sullivan, and the slight reach advantage goes to David Lemieux. Gary O'Sullivan is riding a nice win streak. In 2017, Kelly, he won 4 bouts in a row, culminating in December against a really good once-beaten American fighter named Antoine Douglas. And we saw more than just aggression from Spike O'Sullivan. We saw some boxing technique. Here he is at the weigh-in. Looks good physically.
We knew this was going to happen. They got to get separated at the press conference. We knew they were going to go back and forth. I didn't know it was going to get this intense. David Lemieux made the 160. That was the other question. Will David Lemieux make 160?
He struggled in the past, but he looked good at this weigh-in.
The old school pose from O'Sullivan. He's got that smirk on his face of O'Sullivan. He's underneath the skin of David Lemieux.
I agree. I think he is under the skin of Lemieux because he always strikes that bare knuckle fighter's pose. You know, Lemieux knows he's not going to try to hit him right there on the stage, but it still bugged him that he was doing that. It still bugs him the words that O'Sullivan has said about him in social media and straight to his face during fight week here in Las Vegas.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're designed to do. You have to give them his skin. That's your job. You got to intimidate, demonstrate, and frustrate.
He is going to walk into the ring as slow as possible, he told me. That he's always wanted to fight in Las Vegas. His first time here, that I've watched him at home, this is the first time he goes, watch me. I'm going to walk so slow, I'm going to enjoy every single moment of it. This is Gary O'Sullivan, promoted by Murphy's Boxing with Ken Casey, the leader of Dropkick Murphys. They're shipping up the boxing fame. He's right behind him, trained by Packy Collins. In Dublin, Ireland is where they train.
He's savoring the moment, there's no doubt about it. And he's the kind of guy that's comfortable in this moment because he's a natural showman.
Yes, he is. Always in the 3-piece suits, which is different today. He's not wearing the Mexican sombrero that he's worn the last couple. He did that in the StubHub Center. Said, I'm not fighting a Mexican, so I don't need to irritate David Lemieux, the Canadian.
I like this.
He gets it. He gets it. The showmanship part. Will he fight tonight? He's 28-2. We're going to find out.
And now to make his ring walk, fighting out of the red corner from Canada, former IBF middleweight world champion David Lemieux. And now,
yes, it is. Some Sinatra coming your way.
So I say,
because Sinatra really does get you fired up for a ring walk. Well, I mean, it's a great song. I did it my way.
Lemieux must be in a introspective mood. I tell you what, I think this is a fight he needs to win to remain a top 10 middleweight contender. I believe the Ring Magazine's middleweight rankings right now has Lemieux at number 8 and O'Sullivan at number 10. So this is a great opportunity for O'Sullivan, but I would say must win for David Lemieux. On the same night that O'Sullivan looked so good against Antoine Douglas, Lemieux laid a big old fat egg against Billy Joe Saunders. Saunders, he not only outclassed him, he embarrassed him.
I agree. It can happen in any boxing game. You know, this is called boxing. People forget that.
Well, fight fans, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. 12 rounds this for the WBA middleweight title eliminator. Promoted by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Eye of the Tiger Management in association with Murphy's Boxing. Presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and sponsored by Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Fred Loya Insurance, put Fred in your corner. Como quieres viajar? Fly your way to Mexico with Interjet Airlines. Venom the movie starring Tom Hardy in theaters worldwide October 5th and Capitol Holding. The WBA supervisor in attendance for this bout, Jose Oliver Gomez. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside, Max DeLuca, Robert Hoyle, and Don Trella. And when the action begins inside the ring, referee in charge, Russell Mora. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in blue. He weighed in officially 159 1/4 pounds. This 35 veteran has an outstanding record, standing at 28 victories, just 2 defeats, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, Gary Spike O'Sullivan! And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black. He weighed 160 pounds even in 43 professional fights. His record 39 victories, including 33 big wins coming by way of knockout, with 4 defeats from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former IBF middleweight champion of the world, David Lemieux!
Okay, gentlemen, trunks here are good. Trunks here are good. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. God bless you both. Touch up.
Russell Mora, the third man in the ring. We're ready. 12 rounds of action in the middleweight division. David Lemieux, that's the man from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Former IBF champion at 160 pounds. And Spike O'Sullivan. His legal name is Gary. He said, don't ever call me that. It's Spike. Doug, you got a tweet from Ryan Scally out of Canada that said something about the weight difference?
Yeah, Lemieux is 15 pounds heavier.
With the rehydration?
Yeah, I don't know if that's an advantage or not. I think sometimes fighters can put on too much weight, and you see the midsection of Lemieux. It's huge.
Well, Lemieux has struggled to make weight the last couple of times. He's got right on the button at 160. And one fight actually in his hometown of Canada, Montreal, he missed weight completely, and his fight was called off.
Yeah, he's always struggled with the scale. He doesn't have the height and bone structure to really carry 168 pounds, so a move to super middleweight, not really realistic for him.
29-year-old David Lemieux fought against Gennady Golovkin and was stopped by Golovkin. Gary O'Sullivan, if you look at the ledger of who he's gone up against, you're going to say who. And no knock against those fighters, but this is a major step up in competition for Spike O'Sullivan tonight.
That's true. In previous years, when he stepped up to contender or fringe contender status, he lost. He lost to Billy Joe Saunders early in both men's career, and he also lost to Chris Eubank Jr. by stoppage. I don't think he was down against Eubank Jr., but his face was busted up.
The victory is where you say, like his last fight.
Now Lemieux, more wear and tear. He's got 43 pro bouts compared to O'Sullivan's 30 pro bouts, but better experience, and he's got some notable victories like against Curtis Stevens, that was knockout of the year, and the 12-round IBF title-winning victory against Hassan Indam. You and I were there in Montreal a few years back.
And that was a fight where he dropped Indam 4 times in an impressive fashion. A lot of credit to Hassan Indam, the heart that he showed to get back up that evening.
And Indam got up and was fighting back.
Yes, he was.
We learned that when Lemieux is at his best, he's not a front runner. He can fight the 12-round distance against a quality opponent.
And when he fought Curtis Stevens, that was the last opponent that Stevens was talking trash, and they didn't like each other. And Lemieux came out extremely motivated with a ferocious knockout.
I think a jab from O'Sullivan
moved him back.
caused Lemieux to lose his footing for a moment. I don't think it was hurt, but he was off balance.
But it keeps happening. I've noticed it on several occasions. It keeps doing it. So could that be part of his plan?
And down goes O'Sullivan.
Maybe for the first time of his pro career. He's hurt.
And it is over.
Oh, my goodness.
Russell Mora has stopped it in the first.
Wow.
And Spike O'Sullivan has no idea where he's at. David Lemieux said, I'm going to make him pay for talking trash about me. And he stopped O'Sullivan in the first.
O'Sullivan looks lost. He's not complaining. He looks spaced out.
That's what happens when you got that kind of punching power. Lemieux has tremendous punching power. That's a gift that he has. Only problem that he has is delivering it. Sometimes he can't deliver it.
But when it lands, we get sensational, spectacular results. And like I said before the fight, guys, this was a must-win fight for Lemieux. If Lemieux didn't win this fight, or if Lemieux looked like crap going 10 rounds in this fight, his status as a middleweight contender would have been lost.
Doug, what do you call it? The one-hitter quitter?
That was a one-hitter quitter.
Oh, my goodness.
And against a guy who's known for being able to take a good punch.
Look at the replay.
Then we take a look at the action of Lemieux. Look at that left hook. Pretty good. I mean, he's got a great left hook.
And bloody the nose right away.
Trickle of blood from the nose, but that's not why Russell Morrow stopped it. Russell Morrow looked him in the eyes and saw he wasn't there. So
here we take a look.
Jab
Lemieux turns his face.
Oh, perfect.
And he sees the shot on the inside. He doesn't even look at it. He just throws the left hook.
That left hook landed simultaneously as Spike's jab touched the chin.
You know,
right there. As soon as he felt that jab land, he uncorked that left hook.
Well, you know the one thing say, right? The way to beat a hook is with a hook. The way to beat a right hand to right hand. So it's almost the same punch as the counter of the counter. So he was throwing a jab somewhat, and Lemieux threw a hook. And his hook got there equally.
You know what, Kevin? It's almost like O'Sullivan measured himself for that, to eat that left hook. He put the stiff left out on him.
Sportsmanship between the two. There was a lot of trash talking back and forth, but they do hug. Even the camps were involved in a lot of the trash talking, but the respect factor. It's the gentleman's sport too.
This is boxing. Understand, when you threaten my livelihood, I got to challenge
the official time. 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Round number 1. Referee Russell Mora puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO, David Lemieux.
Lemieux. Impressive knockout, his 34th of the career. He's now 40-4. Spike O'Sullivan, a lot of talking, and it wasn't that Spike didn't believe in himself. We've seen a couple of his fights, has talent, has ability, but obviously lost to Billy Joe Saunders, lost to Chris Eubanks, and a step up in competition going up against David Lemieux. He did what he had to do to get the attention. We talked about it all week long that, hey, this could possibly steal the attention, steal the fight of the night. But Kevin, when you talk all the talk, you better walk that walk. And tonight, it was David Lemieux who did the talking.
Yeah, David Lemieux was looking to knock him out anyway. That's what he does. His only promise in the ring is that he's going to try to knock you out. So there's no real technical strategy to his knockouts. It's just when he lands. He's very dangerous.
He's a pure puncher, and there's always room for pure punchers in the sport of boxing. They create excitement. They draw crowds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
people love the
knockout. Julian Jackson.
Good God, can you punch? David, you came in, you rehydrated up to almost 180 pounds. Was that 179? Was that intentional? Did you want to come in with a weight advantage?
No, I always rehydrate to 179, 178 when I'm at my tops. I'm a heavy middleweight, but I felt great. I'm in superb shape. I always give you guys a great knockout, a great fight. So I hope you're all happy.
You were in with a good, solid fighter, and a guy who seemed to kind of stir up some bad blood with you heading into the fight. Did that motivate you at all? We have a main event tonight where there's a kind of similar theme.
Don't piss me off, guys. I guess the message must be clear. Yes, I was motivated. I didn't like all that trash talking that it was done to me before the fight from O'Sullivan's side. So I kept it in me, and I put it into the right timing. I'm a respectable fighter. I come in the ring. I don't disrespect my opponents. I always train hard, and I don't trash talk. I respect that kind of behavior. So that's it.
In your fight before this against Billy Joe Saunders, who's a very slick southpaw who moved around, that style seemed to bother you. And tonight you had a guy who's more stationary in front of you, and you could really display your power. Can you get to the point, you think, where you can be that same kind of fighter regardless of the style, where you can still figure out a way to land the home run shot because anyone who you hit seems to fall?
Look, you can't compare me against Billy Joe Saunders to David Lemieux today. I'm not the same guy. I was at my 50% against Billy Joe Saunders, who is an excellent technician. He moves around the ring very good. O'Sullivan comes forward, but I'm physically 100% in shape. I have no injuries for this fight, so this is what it gives an excellent night of boxing. Against Billy Joe, I wasn't at my top, so that's it.
Tonight in the main event, the two top middleweights in the world go at it. Everyone's anticipating this rematch. We're expecting fireworks. One of the reasons you're on this card is to remind people there are opponents in the middleweight division who are interesting and can present a threat. What are your thoughts about the main event and fighting the winner?
They're two excellent fighters, and I'm extremely looking forward to fighting both of them and the winner, of course, but there is no middleweight like David Lemieux.
Having lost to Triple G the first time around, I imagine you want a rematch. On the other hand, you've never had a crack at Canelo, which could be an even bigger money fight. Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm not rooting for anybody. I want to fight both of them. I think it's a 50-50 chance fight. Canelo is an excellent boxer. So is Golovkin. It's going to be an interesting fight. I once fought Golovkin at his peak, and I'm becoming my peak. So maybe in the near future, Golovkin will fight Lemieux in his peak. So let's see what's happening.
David, always intriguing to watch you anytime you step in the ring. What a knockout. What power. Jim?
What a knockout. What power indeed, Max Kellerman and David Lemieux. And hey, I'm reaching my peak. He's 29 years old. And with an impressive knockout tonight of Spike O'Sullivan, Bethel Durant, Doug Fisher, and the blushing flash, Kevin Kelly here ringside. Because our main event tonight is Canelo Triple G rematch. Doug, what'd you think about what he said?
What, don't piss me off? Yeah, I would agree with that. I would not piss him off. No, but I think he remains a player in the 160-pound division. Certainly he's a perfect opponent for the loser of tonight's main event. Perhaps eventually for the winner of tonight's main event. He needs to win some more fights. It's great to beat Spike O'Sullivan. Now he needs to look higher up the middleweight rankings for a better opponent. He beats somebody like that. He gets he'll be in the main event, you know.
Our main event tonight, Canelo Alvarez against Gennady Golovkin, who is in the building. He has made it to the T-Mobile Arena. A year ago, Canelo and Triple G had a controversial draw in this building. They both said that they won. Judges had it. Afterward, you tallied it up. It was a draw. We were here that night, gentlemen, and Gennady Golovkin is back to where it happened. He was in the building. He's been here all week long. His training camp in Southern California with Abel Sanchez at the Summit Gym in the altitude of Big Bear, California, about 2 hours away from Los Angeles. Doug, you actually went up to see his camp, didn't you?
Yeah, it's Abel Sanchez runs a tight ship. He's had this summit for almost 20 years now, but in recent years, it's become one of the most notable gyms in the U.S., due mostly to this guy right here, Gennady Golovkin. The rise of Gennady Golovkin has also been the resurgence of trainer Abel Sanchez, who trained one of my favorite fighters from the early 90s, Terry Norris, who's now in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, along with several other former world champions, but now he's known for it, much in the same way as Freddie Roach became known for training Manny Pacquiao. Same thing with Abel Sanchez and Gennady Golovkin, and they've been the perfect storm together, the perfect team.
Kevin, you've called a lot of Gennady's fights. I think all of his U.S. fights you've been to, haven't you?
I've done every one. I've been watching the progress. About 5 years ago, Tom came to me and said I signed this middleweight, which was actually, I was his first fighter under management. So I got him into boxing pretty much. And he said, I signed this kid. The Klitschko's gave me this fighter that I want to look at. And I had dinner with him at Mandalay Bay. I looked at him. Didn't look too dangerous to me. Right? And I said, let me watch him, and I'll let you know after 2 or 3 fights. And 2 or 3 fights, I agreed with Tom Loeffler. I said, I think you got something here, you know, and he's very skilled. He adapts very well to certain fights. When he fought David Lemieux was amazing to me because we used to see him one way. So I want to see how much information does he have in his brain to figure out change styles. Today is a real good opening for me because I can take a look at him and see what changes he's going to make to get a clear victory compared to a shaky one last time.
In your mind, you didn't think it was all that close or close enough to be a draw. I remember, and I had it pretty close on my scorecard. I had it 7 rounds to 5 for Golovkin. If memory serves me right, you had it like 9 rounds to 3 or 8 rounds to 4 for Golovkin. Why did you see Golovkin winning that many rounds?
Okay, let me tell you why. I didn't think Canelo did enough to take the belt from the champion. You got to remember one thing. Just because a fighter does well doesn't mean he's winning.
Right.
So if people planned on Canelo looking bad, right, and then he looks good, I'm not going to give him a round.
Good
so
point.
the way I see it is that Gennady is still the champion. And you got to show me that you deserve that world title belt. So if you're not trying to take it from the man, you're surviving and scared and trying to get an outlet to survive the man. So that's why I scored at 117-111. I thought Gennady won the fight fairly easy.
And by the way, I was perfectly fine with your scorecard because I understand that reasoning.
You know, that's what I want the public to look at. It's almost like with Conor McGregor Mayweather. Conor McGregor did well, but he didn't do well. Mayweather let him do well so we can get him tired to knock him out. So there's always a sequence of things. Just because a guy does well don't mean he wins.
That's the voice of Kevin Kelly, 2-time featherweight champion. And a year ago, we were sitting in the same exact seats for the first matchup between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. We called that fight, as Kevin was talking about the scorecard that he had. It was a sold-out arena. It's going to be sold out again. As everybody has come around, we're just shaking hands with Juan Manuel Marquez. And goodness, does your hand hurt?
Yes, he's got a grip. He's strong.
Todavía está fuerte, Juan. Me duele la mano. I just told him right now, your hand's still strong. My hands hurt. The international media that has shown up, we have South American play-by-play. We have 2 different broadcasts for the Mexico TV. We are all around the world, baby. We're all the way live. And, you know,
we've got some great fighters that are part of these broadcast crews. We've got the Flushing Flash, Kevin Kelly. With Televisa here is both Ricardo Finito Lopez and Juan Manuel Marquez. I think Marco Antonio Barrera is around with TV Azteca.
And Chavez.
We're in, we're not in good company, Beto. We are in great company.
Roy Jones Jr. is doing the American feed.
Yes, it's
the best of the best.
It's the who's who of boxing. The dignitaries, the T-Mobile Arena is the new home for boxing in Las Vegas. It used to be Caesar's Palace. Those are some great fights that happened over the years.
I've been there myself.
Did you fight there?
I fought Caesar's Palace when De La Hoya fought Janelle Hernandez.
Oh, you were there for Chicanito, huh?
Yeah,
that was 1995, man.
I fought at Caesar's. I fought Bones Adams. Ernest Mantine fought James Toney.
I remember.
I had my second draw in my career. Bones Adams was a good friend of mine. I didn't want to fight him, but somehow Top Rank put us together. And it didn't pan out too good. It was a draw. I wound up winning the title a year later anyway.
I like how you say anyway. I like that, Kev.
In later years, it went from Caesar's Palace to Mandalay Bay and MGM Grand, and now T-Mobile Arena. That's the place to be for big-time boxing in Las Vegas.
And 2 years ago, Canelo Alvarez opened it up with a knockout of Amir Khan. A year ago, he fought Gennady Golovkin. We'll take back a look at the first fight. Belts on the line. Gennady Golovkin in that military green. Canelo Alvarez, the blue and gold. This is the first round. You got it. Early on in the fight, to the body. You could feel like anxiousness in that building, couldn't you, Kevin? It was like that vibe, that buzz was there.
Yeah, you're so used to Gennady knocking people out. You didn't know if he was going to catch Canelo early. It was something tricky and sneaky. When I was watching and I was commentating that Canelo was allowed to step to his left, and Gennady never cut the ring off, and he never went to the body either.
Yeah, I thought Canelo looked really sharp in the opening 2 or 3 rounds. I was surprised he stood his ground as much as he did in the center ring. I liked his jab, which we just saw. I liked the body attack. It wasn't really an attack. It was choice body shots here and there. That was a nice jab to the chest of Golovkin. And I was surprised at the amount of respect that Golovkin gave him. I thought it was sort of a combination of the quickness and power and accuracy of Canelo, but also the magnitude of this event. I thought it got to Golovkin just a little bit, and he was a little bit tight under these bright lights.
Yeah, and I agree. I saw something wrong with him. Like I said, I've commentated many fights of GGG, and there was definitely something missing. I caught the magic in boxing. In the bell ring, as you can see, he's not being a pursuer. He's allowing Canelo opportunity. But what the problem in boxing is, if you allow somebody opportunity, they have a chance to beat you. So don't allow opportunity. And that's the key. And right here, I think Canelo was doing very well, but wasn't winning the round. I think he's going good. I mean, he's going backwards, but he wasn't trying to take the title from Gennady. And that was missing.
An interesting wrinkle from this first matchup is that Canelo found that he could get away with some things that most Golovkin opponents, you see that left hook to the body, that was a good shot from Canelo. Canelo figured out that he could fight effectively, he could be safe when his back was to the ropes. And most Triple G opponents, the moment they are back to a corner or to the ropes, that's when Triple G does the majority of his damage. That's when he scores the majority of his knockdowns or knockouts. Canelo did just fine off the ropes. However, he allowed Golovkin to march forward, kind of get into his rhythm, and dictate the pace of the fight. And I think those are the rounds that Canelo lost, at least in the view of the public, when he was languishing on the ropes a little bit too long.
He's got to allow Canelo to throw punches, because the only time you're hittable is when you throw punches. So he's got to make Canelo throw punches and counter. What Canelo did to Gennady was the same thing. Like he's making a miss and making him pay.
He's making a miss with the power punches, but not with the jab. And you'll notice, particularly as we get into the middle rounds and the late rounds of the fight, the middleweight that's working his jab is Triple G. It's not Canelo. That's something I think Canelo needs to change tonight. He's got a good left stick. I think he needs to use it more consistently.
Watching a replay from last year's fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, the first one that ended up in a draw tonight. Both fighters say it's not going to be in the hands of a draw. You're not going to be able to talk about it. You're going to have a decisive victory. Now, neither of us predicting a knockout, but they both said that there's going to be no question left behind.
Well, I heard Gennady is going to go press normal action, and I talked to my manager, Tom, and I heard that Canelo is not going to back up this time. So
significant damage.
I heard he also was.
That's good for the fans, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, that's a fans fight. I don't know if it's going to be Canelo's fight, because even right here, it looks like he's bothered by that shot. I mean, Gennady can punch very hard, but the question mark was any of that punching power affecting Canelo's performance.
Canelo defends very well with his back against the ropes, but he wasn't punching back enough to win that exchange, even though Golovkin didn't land that many punches.
Definitely, because the whole thing, like I said, is about ring generalship. It's something that people don't talk about, that the fighters know, and it's called ring generalship. Who looks like they're taking initiative? Who looks like they're winning? Who looks like they're initiating the action? Those things we got to take into account. So if you're watching
it looks like he's the one who's initiating the action right here.
So you got to take that into account. So it's not the idea that Canelo's looking well. It's the idea, what is Canelo doing? Is he winning the fight, or is he losing the fight? So is he doing enough to survive in the fight? So Gennady in this fight, to me, is like, Canelo's getting his moments, but Gennady's initiating the action.
From Triple G, Canelo says no, keeps his guard down.
And the thing about Golovkin is that he's working on it 3 minutes of the rounds. He's coming forward, he's working the jab, and whenever he's in range, then he uncorks the power punches.
This is what we wanted, this is what we
wanted. I think that Golovkin was mixing up his jab, not just aiming for the head, but aiming for the shoulder, aiming for the chest.
Also, it looks like this. When you're laying on the ropes like that, if I'm a judge, I'm scoring Gennady because it looks like he's winning the action. You're in survival mode. You're not trying to fight. You're waiting for the action to come to you.
Well, Adelaide Bird loved what she saw. She must really like it. Boxing must be how well you fight off the ropes, because she was very happy in the majority of rounds with what Canelo showed her. But in the eyes of most folks, I think by this point of the fight, they either had Golovkin up by a round or they had it even 3 rounds apiece.
Yeah, the way I felt about this fight was a personal view that why is Gennady fighting Mexican style against a Mexican? You're never going to beat a Mexican style. Because Canelo was fighting like he was Mayweather with the shoulder. So the way I see it is that you got to understand it's an ethnic fight. This fight is very ethnic. So Gennady should have fought a Mexican style. He should have fought him like another black fighter. Okay? Because styles make fights.
I wonder how effective Golovkin would be fighting in any other style than the style that has been cultivated by Abel Sanchez. Now, obviously, he entered the pro ranks with a solid foundation, with that amateur background. And his style has changed. The first time I saw Gennady Golovkin spar, which was against this guy right here, Canelo Alvarez, I likened him to Kostya Tszyu. I thought it was all about, he wasn't applying that much pressure. He was more of a stalker. He had a nice jab, and he was all about his right hand, and it was a straight right hand. He wasn't so much with the hook. He wasn't so much with the body punching. And Abel Sanchez changed the style. It worked out because he's become not only a fan favorite, but he's become, in my opinion, the first non-Latino fighter to be embraced by Mexican fans. We've seen it in the past. Mexican fans adopt like a really good Cuban fighter like Jose Napoles or Sugar Ramos, or a great Central American fighter like Roberto Duran from Panama. But when have we seen Mexican fans from Mexico embrace and cheer for a European fighter?
Back ringside,
European or Central Asia.
Sorry, Doug. Ringside here inside the T-Mobile Arena. Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, the editor-in-chief of the Ring Magazine and the Flushing Flash, 2-time featherweight champion, Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame member, the Rochester Hall of Fame, one and only
New York City Hall of Fame.
New York City, just a Hall of Famer all over. The one and only Kevin Kelly. We are watching last year's bout between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez that ended up in a draw. And if you were here ringside, we're talking about the who's who. You have Roy Jones, you have Julio Cesar Chavez, you have Marco Antonio Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez, Benito Lopez, and the buzz is in the building as people continue to come on, as you're going to have a Canadian presence with Brandon Cook taking on Jaime Munguia, but then you're also going to have Mexico and Kazakhstan in the main event.
This time he's not saying no. This time he's putting his guard up. His Triple G's.
These late rounds became really interesting because these are the rounds when the majority of hardcore fans and the boxing media said Canelo Alvarez would wilt. They said that Golovkin was going to score a knockout or at least a technical stoppage somewhere between round 8 and round 10. Here we are in round 10. Canelo's taking some shots, but standing his ground in the center of the ring, landing some nice body shots.
Yeah, Canelo's still in the pocket, but let me tell you a trick. When you go to the gym training for a bigger man, like I said, nothing's unique in boxing. You don't get bigger because muscle takes more energy.
Right.
What Canelo did was got bigger, more muscle mass. That makes you tired. It fatigues you. So that's why you're watching late in the fight round 9. That Canelo's now tired. He can't really muster up enough energy or strength to really land something effective on Triple G.
You thought it was a mistake for Canelo to be as bulked up as he was in the first fight.
He gets smaller. See, in boxing, like the Sugar Ray Ford Hagler, he got smaller, not bigger, because he was quicker. Mayweather used the rope-a-dope against Conor McGregor. So all these fights have happened before. It's just on how well we perform the sequence of them, right? What we got away with. For example, G didn't change. Triple G didn't change anything. Canelo changed things. So now he's heavier, so he's more tired in the late rounds than he would be energetic.
You thought did it maybe take away from some of the sting of his punches in the late rounds?
Definitely. Fatigue.
Having the capped shoulders and the big biceps, although that was a nice right hand right there.
Yeah. Well, fatigue made cowards of us all. Once you get tired, the fight's over.
So you like the fact that he slimmed down?
Yeah, he took. Maybe somebody told him to slim down. Don't get bigger, because you're a bigger target. So think about it. You know, it's like car racing. Cars racing around the track. Guy with a smaller car, the guy with a big car don't see him. He zooms past us. Whoop, right? It's like fighting little guys. It's harder to fight little guys than it is to fight big guys. Because the little guy slips a punch, we don't know where he's at. Same thing here. Canelo Alvarez is the smaller, quicker guy, but you don't want to be bigger. You want to keep yourself small.
This is the opening minute of round 10, one of the better moments from Canelo during the first fight. This was a bit of a rally that he staged just when it looked like Golovkin was going to completely take over the fight and maybe overwhelm Canelo going into the championship rounds. Canelo stands his ground at the start of round 10 and earns some respect.
Yeah.
Now, do you think with his slimmed down physique, he'll have more stamina, he'll be able to throw more punches, and that he'll be able to fight harder in these rounds?
He'll be quicker. Because, see, like I said, nothing in boxing is new. All this stuff's been done before. He's got to find a fight with a style like yours, a style like his, right? And like I said, you know, Canelo was trying to psych G out. G fell for it from time to time. And the thing is, the advantage is very simple. G's a much more physically built guy. He's stronger, he's more solid. Canelo is a smaller guy, he's quicker, he's fast, he's rapid. So if we look at it on paper, right, G looks the stronger of the two and looks like he wins the fight.
Right.
But Canelo tried to upset that apple cart.
Does it take anything away from his physical strength or his punch resistance, his durability, slimming down as much as he has in his upper body?
You know, people have been saying it to me, that Canelo fights a lot like Mayweather. Mayweather beats Canelo. Right. He fights, if you look at him, his style very similar to the way Floyd moves, and he's copycatted. This is what is good about Canelo. That means he's learning.
Yes. And I would say that he's improved with each fight since that loss to Floyd Mayweather. And I especially noticed it after he won a unanimous decision over Miguel Cotto. It looks like he was adding wrinkles to his game, and you saw it with each fight.
And then the 12th and final round with Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. This is when you can feel them stepping on the gas, and they went at it.
Gennady Golovkin, undefeated, has the belt in the 160-pound division. Canelo trying to take it away.
It's one of the few clinches we had in this fight.
He's doing it.
Nice salvo from Canelo Alvarez, teeing off with both hands, under and over. But also visibly fatigued. And both guys are breathing hard at this point.
But the thing about G is that he can breathe a little bit harder because he's throwing bombs, right? Canelo's got to muster strength up to do any kind of damage to Gennady.
Canelo with those shots. Canelo's legs are a little stable. This is a real fight. Nice shot from Triple G. Don't stop! Look out! Stop! A very tired Canelo Alvarez. You've seen his hands down. This isn't his division.
What a 12th round, Kevin and Doug. They went at it. And as they're saying tonight, we're going to pick up in round 13.
Yep. That's what I'm looking forward to.
They gave us a lot.
They know each other.
We want to see more, though. What they gave us was a hotly contested, entertaining, physical boxing match. The fight never broke out. I want to see the fight break out.
Well, you know what they say, right? I'm going to tell you the philosophy. I went to a boxing match waiting for a fight to break out.
Right.
Or I go to a fight and a boxing match breaks out.
Exactly.
People want to go to a boxing match and hope a fight breaks out.
And it's here, the scoring, as it was announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards after 12 rounds of boxing. Adelaide Bird scores it 118 to 110 for Canelo. Dave Moretti scores it 115-113 for Triple G. And Don Trella scores it 114-114, a three-way split. This is officially a draw.
It was was a draw that night, and we'll see what happens tonight in the rematch for the T-Mobile Arena Canelo Triple G2 in Las Vegas, Mexican Independence Weekend. And there's a buzz in the city, there's a buzz in the building as the anticipation has been working for Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin. They've come from all over the world. They come from Toronto, Canada, Kazakhstan, Hermosa Beach. They've been showing up. East LA is representing, Tijuana, South America. Hey, even the Flushing Flash is showing up in Las Vegas.
Living in Vegas, enjoying Vegas.
Always representing Queens.
Always though.
Yes, yes, yes. Flushing all day, Flushing. But all my friends live here.
In our next fight coming up, fighters in the locker room, is going to be a good one. There you see from Tijuana, Mexico, a Toros fan, a Cholos fan, a Chavale fan, Jaime Munguia, the man who is 21 years old, knocked out Saddam Ali to win the WBO junior middleweight title. His trainer, though, Robert Alcazar, is the man who started Oscar De La Hoya's career as a pro. Munguia, 154-pounder, says, I want to fight Canelo eventually when I get to that weight class. He's green, he's raw, but Doug, he has a lot of potential and power.
Well, listen, potential. He was Ring Magazine's Prospect of the Year for 2017. He's just 21 years old, but since being declared Prospect of the Year, he's fought 4 times. He's won the WBO junior middleweight title, and he's already 30-0. I noticed at the weigh-in, Beto, that Mexican fans responded to him the minute he stepped onto the stage. That's worth noting. That's worth keeping an eye on.
Mexican fans are always going to love you when you're the up-and-comer. It's when you become a star that they start throwing shade at you.
He seems to have that sort of personality where he's humble all the time. He gives it up to Mexico, and then he gives his all in the ring. Those are the kind of fighters that Mexican fans are loyal to.
And he's going up against Brandon Cook from Ajax, Ontario, Canada, 30 minutes away from Toronto. And Cook is 20-1. He said, I know I have a big opportunity tonight. Nobody knows me. I don't care. I want to put on a show tonight against Jaime Munguia.
Tell the tape, the glaring stat here is age. Munguia, much younger at age 21. He is the taller man, and he has a very slight reach advantage.
The rules for this one, Doug.
No 3 knockdown rule. No standing 8 count. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. And the fight is official after 4 rounds.
T-Mobile Arena. With Jaime Munguia, Brandon Cook, ready to make their way. Okay, what's that like?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our co-main event tonight. 12-round WBO Junior Middleweight World Championship. Making his way to the ring first, the challenger from Ajax, Ontario, Canada, Brandon Cook.
Houses and psycho axes and scissor kicks. And it's hell. Oops. Oh, might have been a slight error on his behalf. Not the slide.
Could we see some more action in this?
Might have been the break he needed to get.
We did for David Lemieux. Not taking away from Lemieux, but Lemieux, we got a chance to sit down. Didn't have the opportunity to enjoy the popcorn in your drink.
I would be shocked if we got an early knockout, but we're going to get an entertaining scrap because Cook is an aggressive fighter. He's solid. I would consider him to be a fringe contender. Munguia is a guy who is still learning. He's got 30 pro bouts under his belt. He's got a world title, but he is still young. He's still learning. We saw that in his previous fight, which was his first title defense against Britain's Liam Smith, a more experienced, mature veteran contender. That fight, a lot of people expected it to end by the middle to late rounds. It went the full 12-round distance, and it let us know that Munguia is not quite there yet. He's not an elite junior middleweight.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, presentando el invicto de Tijuana, Baja California, México, Jaime Munguia.
Coming off the victory over Liam Smith. His first defense of his belly. Jaime Munguia, son of a fighter. His dad boxed a couple times as a pro heavyweight division in Tijuana. Introduced his son to it. He said, I want to create the family legacy, and he's doing that here.
Dad was a heavyweight, huh?
Yeah.
I see where he gets his size from, because he is a big junior middleweight. I think he could easily fight at middleweight.
And his dad had a handful of fights in the Tijuana circuit.
A lot to be excited about him. He's got, obviously, he has power in both hands. There's some speed and athleticism. He moves pretty well around the ring.